Uh, okay. Yeah, I could have got one more FTL run in, but I would be pushing my luck to try to get 4 runs in a day. MSORPG? Massively single player offline RPG? No. This is, so those who have never heard of EverQuest, that's an old school MMORPG, one of the first. This game, you can immediately tell if you ever saw EverQuest, even the cover art, this is very much EverQuest-like cover art. Even this, like, you know, attractive blonde elf wizard, that was like the poster child for EverQuest. So this game is quite interesting. I have a level 17 bard. I've created a couple low-level alts to play around. I've made a wizard this morning. I'll show you all the mechanics for this game on my low-level wizard. Then we'll group up with some people and do a heroic dungeon. So this game is quite interesting. It's kind of like if EverQuest and Darkest Dungeon had a baby. So you have abilities you use, and you unlock as you level up. You unlock new skills here. This is a wizard, so he's got, you know, ice, arcane, and fire magic skills. You have a town where you can buy and sell stuff. You go do missions in a dungeon, and then you come back to town. There's only 2 things. You go do missions, or you go to town. So we're going to go do a normal solo dungeon here. Scale of 10, how obscure is it? Oh, I don't know. This game is pretty new. It's only been released early access fairly recently, so I don't know. A 5? Darkest Dungeon, your characters become insanely nymphomaniacs. No, not that. What happens, what it's like Darkest Dungeon is the map where you kind of choose where you go. You walk through a hallway and you fight enemies. This game, really the replayability of it is rotations. It's all about rotations. So this might be a game that would be really boring to some people, but if you're like me and you really like optimizing rotations in video games, that's basically what this game is. You get loot that drops. You can identify it with scrolls. I forgot to put my buff on. I have a mana shell that gives me knockback resistance, resists all silence resistance, and buffs ability to channel spells. And I have a Frost Nova spell that is an AoE damage that chills targets, slows them down, reduces your threat. A magic missile, 3 bolts to a single target unit. I have an ice bolt and a fire bolt. These are kind of my spammable abilities. I just got mirror images. This summons an illusion, protects you, adds damage to magic spells. The illusion's health determines how much damage is added to your magic. All damage absorbed weakens its health but protects you from harm. So it's like a defensive ability that also gives you more damage, I guess. Is FTL without space? It kind of is. You wonder about the salt levels for this game? So far they've been pretty low. Even when my group wiped the other day, I was like, nah. Which does more damage? My fire does 25 to 29. This does 18 to 20. But this is a 0.8 second faster cast time. Who's that Pokemon? It's the rat Pokemon. Let's try our mirror. Can I do this out of combat? I can. Okay. There's only a few things you can actually do outside of combat. Buffing and healing you can, but you can't cast any offensive spells outside of combat, obviously. And like Darkest Dungeon, there's different room types. You can go to rooms and they'll like have buffs in them. And basically they're just different buff types. Like how the 3D models stand on a 2D background? Yeah. When I first saw this game, I was like, wow, the graphics aren't that good. Then I saw the animation for the units, and honestly, the animation on the units is not that bad. The animation on the units is pretty good. What do we got? We got +2 charisma, a completely useless stat for us. Great. Charisma boosts spirit and the power of alteration spells, which alteration spells... Well, that might actually affect my mirror images. Again, this game's early access, so I know they're going to Probably make lots of changes to balance and how stats work and all that kind of stuff. No, this game is actually really good. I don't mean it's not that bad. When I say it's not that bad, I mean the... You look at this game, you think, oh, basic graphics. But honestly, for what the game is, and I think it's a single developer, the graphics are not that bad. Okay. That was a rat-tat-tat I just fought. It's the Taco Bell of games. No, this does not give me diarrhea. So it's definitely not that. I should actually turn this on outside of combat so I don't use a global cooldown for it. Best if I turn that on right before the fight. And I get extra damage, I think. I think I'd rather have the Firebolt, since I'm already chilling with Frost Nova. And when I play games like this, it's a little bit of a meme, but when I play like EverQuest or WoW or whatever, I always want to play a Bard. And so my high-level character is a Bard, so I'll play a thing with a Bard with my Bard after this. Do a quick group up with some people. Because it's a little lackluster when you're just fighting one enemy over and over, but once you get into groups and there's like 6 or 7 enemies and you have 5 people all casting all their spells, that's when it gets really, really fun. Is this one of those JRPGs press A to win kind of game? Not really. It's rotations. I'm in a dungeon that's my level, and it's like the intro dungeon. I'll show you again after this one. I'll play with my Bard who's level 15 or something, and I'll play heroic. This is a single player normal, non-heroic. So okay. The sound effects are not great, yeah. What's funny is the sound effects a lot of them are ripped straight from EverQuest. So these are 1999 to 2001 sound effects. So you can definitely tell that they are not modern day things. Can you do cooking in this game? I don't think there's any trade skills or anything. It's all combat, and there's trade. You can like find items and trade them. There's like purple gear, which is higher end. There's green, which are set items. Blue is kind of the basic magic, and yellow's got more stats. Are things randomly generated? I think the items are, I think. So like this is a yellow mace. If I identify it, it's got +1 to offense, 1 to one-hand blunt, mana leech, and 2 to lightning damage to melee. So this is actually probably a better DPS weapon. 1.5 DPS. This is 1.9. This has lightning spell power, although I'm not doing any lightning spells yet, but I think the two-handed staff is probably better for my mage. The Pants of Charisma seem to be really weird. Yeah, it's because they're randomly generated. I have a feeling some of the higher end stuff, like the set items, are not randomly generated. But the like blue and yellow gear you find, maybe even the purples, I'm gonna guess probably are randomly generated, but I'm no expert. Are those Gucci? No, they're Louis Vuitton. the charisma pants. Funny. Alright. And again, this is like the most basic level, because I'm a level 2 wizard fighting against a bunch of level 1 and 2 enemies. So once we get into show my higher level Bard, you'll see there's a lot more going on, especially because Bard is like a support class, so I'm like casting buff spells 80% of the time and then debuffing enemies and occasionally doing damage. So do you do auto defense? What do you mean? There is auto attack. That's what this is. Your primary weapon. Is my head blocking it? My head's blocking it. This is an auto attack right here, which gets turned on when you use an offensive skill. If you are a non-caster, you can actually turn on your... You can equip a bow and have like ranged attacks going on. Those pants could be a reference to Baldur's Gate Golden Pantaloons. Okay. Like a shield block and riposte. Oh, I think that the warrior class does have some abilities that let you increase your defense and stuff. You unlock a lot of your skills as you level up, like a normal MMORPG. So I only got my warrior up to like level 2, so I don't know what skills are. But I'm sure there's like shield block, shield bash to build threat. I'm pretty sure there's activatable skills that increase your armor and stuff like that. My bard has abilities that lower the armor of enemies, lower their resistances, that kind of thing. Is that a boss fight? No. On the map, the boss fight is a purple-looking room. So this red room means it's going to be just enemies in there. When it's a purple-looking single guy, that's the boss fight. And again, the game looks simple, but it's really addictive. Like, I have really been enjoying this the last couple days. I don't know if it's something I'll stream a lot, because I'll probably just want it to... Because it's one of those games that's like really just chill out and press some buttons, watch numbers pop up on your screen. But it's got some surprising depth to the combat and stuff. Because I think there's like 12 classes or something. There's a bunch of different classes. Alright, so this is Purple Dude. We gotta go kill Fane the Mauler. Let's go kill this Fane guy. Let's save my buff for when I'm gonna fight him. But yeah, the sound effects are definitely old school. Alright, let's go fight this guy. We'll turn on our mirror image. Go in. This is the boss, and he looks exactly like all the other enemies. Hey, you're a dev, Malfin. Awesome. I always love being able to talk to devs. I love the game. By the way, I love your game. This game is addictive and awesome. I'm gonna swap over to my higher level bard after this to show some of the better, higher end gameplay when it gets more interesting with more enemies and stuff. Okay, so there we go. GG! Victory achieved. So there's interesting stuff with the way you find quests in this game and do the dungeons. I believe when you go to the tavern, there are different chapters kind of thing, and I believe when you play one, it unlocks higher end, higher level ones. I can say negative things too. Well, I'll tell you some things I'd love to see once I get to my bard. Buff timers. I would love to see how long buffs are going to last and that kind of stuff. But let's see here. Let me just see if I want to keep any of this stuff. We identify items, sell items. What do I currently have on my back? I have a crappy cloth chest piece, so let's do that. Let's just identify these guys. Riposte and Wisdom, 2.4 DPS. Slight. Maybe give that a try. Buff timers when? Tomorrow. No? Well, then it sucks. Too slow. Let's see here. So I'm gonna swap over. One of the reasons I chose to start a new wizard, I found this really cool purple orb on my bard. It's got 25 lightning spell power, 20 ice spell power. There's some really cool stats on this, so I'm gonna level this guy and try that up. However, to show off more cool stuff in this game, I'm gonna swap over to my bard, who is just, anytime I can play a bard in a video game, I'm immediately happy. So just to give people an idea, this is when you have a full ability bar. 5 of these abilities are buffs. We have this one that gives max health mana spirits to the party. Boost everyone's mana regen. There's the mana song. Buff allies armor resistances. Health regen. And strength, dex, attack haste. So for the bard, what you want to do is you want to keep all your buffs up. Then you can debuff enemies, reduce resistances of mobs. I think my head might be a little bit in the way. We got an AoE cone stun. We have a ability that paralyzes, but paralyzed doesn't mean they're stunned. Paralyzed means they can't double attack, dodge, parry, or riposte. So it's like a nice defense debuff. Bards are only 1 step up from monks on the RPG Cheezo-meter. Okay. We have this AoE ability, which lowers their armor. And we have a guy where you can kind of be an off tank on a bard. This generates threat, damage generates threat. Then we have a single target damage that reduces their healing and attack speed. Another AoE. So I'm going to look for group here. What am I? I'm a level 17 bard. Level 17 bard. Looking for group heroics. There a referral program in this game? I don't know. We'd have to ask Mailfin about it. So, one thing you can do, you start with only 8 inventory slots. You have to buy upgrade inventory slots. You don't buy bags, you actually buy inventory slots from the merchants. My next one costs 9,000. I like to go into a dungeon with some identification scrolls on me. The game is $20 on Steam, I think, and it's early access, so I know things are going to be updated and changed. One thing I'd love, so it's really cool, I think used to the cooldown of the buffs, there wasn't the duration. So this cooldown, no, there was a duration, but there was no cooldowns. One thing I do like that was added, I think semi-recently for Bard, is this buff lasts for 1 minute and 30 seconds. It will start flashing at a minute 20, or the cooldown at 1 minute 20 seconds. You'll know when you'll need to recast it when the cooldown's back up. So that's a cool little thing. It would just be nice to see the buffs on your top right of the screen when you're in the dungeon to see how long is left on it. All right, we got a 19 Ranger. Hi all. You document the patch updates on the title screen. Oh, okay, nice. I need to start looking at those. This is it looks like an Ogre Shadow Knight. I think she's a Dark Elf Ranger? I believe that's a Dark Elf Ranger. Rectal, what a name. 16 Druid. And what's cool is if you look in the tavern, you go to tips, you can actually see which classes do what. So there's Druids, Clerics, and Shamans. They're healers. Warriors, Crusaders, Shadow Knights are tanks. Monks, Rogues, Rangers, physical DPS. Warlocks, Templars, Wizards, magic damage. Bards, Enchanters are utility. That kind of gives you an idea of how many classes are that? 3, 6, 9, 12, like 14 classes. Got a Rogue. I guess, I thought somebody said Druids weren't main healers, but, oh, he left. You've heard it often. You'll bump up the caffeine intake. What's that? How good is grouping based on level? Could a group with 20 for a dungeon, or is that not advised? I've done heroics with 4 people in a group, and it worked decently well as long as you have a good spread of classes, I think. So I guess we don't have a main healer unless, because they're asking, can the druid heal all of this? It'd be shaky. Heals are regens. Maybe with bard support be okay. Depends on the mission's level. Groups of 3 could do heroics if it's lower level. Yeah. So level level and party dependent, I would say. Could a level 3 group with level 20 and have it scale? What do you mean have it scale? Do I have all my skills upgraded? I do. Okay. Alright, so we're going to 4-man this thing. My weapons, I have a really good bow that a random level 50 person generously donated to me yesterday. But I just unlocked, level 17 unlocked a dual wield for my bard, so I've been trying to train my dual wielding. Dual wield needs to level up, so I'm probably going to be auto-attacking with my weapons. Alright, ready here. What level heroic we got? Typically in MMOs, you either run with a bunch of people of the same level or someone higher runs you through stuff nearly effortlessly. Oh, I haven't tried any power leveling or any of that stuff. I've been always grouping with people within like 4 or 5 levels of me. So, what's the penalty for death? I don't know if there's an experience penalty, but the one time I've died, we just restarted the dungeon and went back to the beginning. So I actually don't know. Maybe Melfin can tell us what the death penalty is, if there is one. Yeah, I'm not sure about the high-level people running low-level people through. I don't know how, what is that called? Twinking or power leveling. I don't know how it works. We gonna die? Nah. We ain't gonna die. We gonna multiply. Bard buffs equal best. Bard is the best, man. You like the loading screens? Misa's scared. You said people gonna die? Ah, it'd be fine, it'd be fine. I like Bard because he's always doing something. Even though it means the buffs don't last that long, I just love that I'm always getting to do something. Do my stun, make sure my buffs stay up. Debuffs on these guys. I think I'm off tanking because he keeps interrupting my stuff. Much more going on once you get a group of people, which I love. Oh, okay, our Shadow Knight's taking some damage. Okay. Oh man, okay, maybe a druid can't solo heal. Good. Our ranger's taking damage. Holy crap! We are getting wrecked. Okay, okay. Close, but nobody died. Oh, close. Healer sucks, get good. Well, I'm less a healer and... Oh, man. Purple loot first fight, man. Holy crap. Whew. Okay, I'm wearing that at level 18. Give me all the loots, man. What else we got? Two-handed blunt I can't use. I'm just going to use my scrolls up here. I feel like we might actually be a little under level for this place. Or not full up on group or have not a fully dedicated healer might be an issue. Have a tank. Yeah, this is basically a Holy Trinity. Tank, healer, DPS with support kind of added in. Who determines where you're going? There's a leader. The leader, in this case, I think is Rectal here. Got that name. The leader chooses where you go while everyone else kind of along for the ride, which as a bard, I like not being the leader because I'm so focused on keeping all my buffs up. Okay, that was better. That name, I know that name though. What's your name, Rectal? No, not what you're having problems with. What? Oh, that's your name. I mean, it's a great name. So happy to meet you, Rectal. Okay, keep my buffs up. Oh, I hate getting stunned on the board. Well, getting stunned on anybody sucks. You've had to police few names. I saw some bad ones last night. Well, I saw one bad one last night. Kids will be kids, I guess. My spell fizzled. Now here's a question for you, Milton. When do my spells stop fizzling? Oh, I hate it when my spells fizzle. It's the worst. And you can quote me on that. Game design for MMORPGs solo is a thankless job. Thank you for doing it. Oh yeah, this is the first game in a long time that's given me really good EQ vibes. Oh, Rance died though. Druid died. Somehow got aggro. I have a feeling potions play a bigger role later on because I've yet to really use potions much. Man, level 18. Oh, I'm only one level from using that, aren't I? Ooh, I could use that as soon as I level. Am I a stress healer too? No stress damage in this game, thankfully. But there is a third, what's interesting about this game is there is a third resource. It's not just health mana, it's health mana and spirit, I think it's called. And I think Bard actually just regens spirit, but not regens mana, but not spirit. Only temporary death. Death is only temporary. Yeah, spirit takes longer to recover, and I don't know if maybe healers use more spirit, or maybe spirit is more of a healing type thing, but I know as a bard I don't use a ton of spirit. But as a bard, I kind of never run out of any resource, which is another reason I love the bard. Bard's got health regen and mana regen built into his buffs, so bard OP, man. But I don't care what game it is, if there's a bard in it, I will think it's OP and I'll play it. Bard sings up a storm, you know it. Wow, so many potions. How do dead characters get revived? I think they just come back to life. I don't think there's any rezzing mechanic or anything like that. Bard sings, gets all the ladies. That's what I'm here for. Come on, stop fizzling. Don't be fizzling. Ding! Woo! 18, baby. I can wear that purple thing now. Awesome. I love, even though the sounds are old school, I love the, wow, I love the EQ sounds. Just straight EQ sounds. That's not the purple guy. Get this on before it goes in there. There we go. Do I want to wear these gloves? I'm currently wearing plate gloves, so I don't think so. I will say a lot of the things that people talk about for the Bard on the Discord they like to see is there's not really a lot of stats for the bard to build towards, because I think no stats in the game buff your buffs. So that's probably one thing bard players at least will want to see, is some way for stats to affect their buffing, whether it's increasing their casting time, or speeding up their casting time, or somehow making buffs be buffed by charisma or something like that. You think they do? Really? Does charisma increase my buffs? You know, I'll have to change some gear out after we get out of this dungeon and see if they do. Oh yeah, and talent trees are coming soon. That'll be awesome. More character differentiation is always awesome. Soon TM. That's right. I know exactly what you mean when you say soon. Next year. Gotcha. Character tree the size of PoE. If it's not Path of Exile size, it's not even worth it. Yikes. I play Path of Exile and I'd be scared of that tree. I still am scared of that tree, honestly. Please don't make a PoE style tree. Please, please, God, no. Okay, don't worry. Final Fantasy X, which is like up same size as Path of Exile, right? Maybe a little bit smaller. Need a PhD to level up a character correctly. That's right. Okay, how much inventory space do I have? Nice. Congrats on new weapons. Alright, so we got our named dude here. Trying to make sure we debuff all the guys. Expect something more like the D2 skill tree. That's cool. D2 is perfect. It was kind of one of the first of its kind, I feel like. Okay, this guy's really strong. I'm gonna try to off-tank this guy. I feel like our tank is having a hard time staying alive. And I have lots of health. Well, I had lots of health. Let's get our stun. Stun's almost back up. Okay. The tiny skeleton's the best. Tiny skeleton, best skeleton, right? Whew. Let's go here. Stun. I need to kill the tiny skeleton. Good. He's tiny, but he's so small. He's so small. So small. Small but mighty. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and use a mana potion to get it out of my inventory. We got another purple dark orb. I wonder if that's gonna be similar to the one I was looking at my wizard to use. Big things come in small packages. Giggity, that's what she said, right? How's my dual wield coming along? 57 to 77, nice. I think I actually do more DPS with my... I'm not exactly sure how DPS works with weapons. I have a sword and dagger that's 3.4 and 2.3. I don't know if that'd be like additive where it's 5.7, which would still be less than my 9.0. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I'm sure there's lots of theory crafting that people will get into the more this game develops and people play it. Needs more calcium. The bones. Grow big and strong like Big Daddy skeleton. Stun him. Get stunned. Wonder how late game looks. I don't know. The max level currently is, I believe, 50. And there's, what's interesting is there's also, you can actually play solo. There's a solo or you can play on the server. So if you don't want to play with other people, you actually don't have to. Late game is Frog Fractions, God. Which I've heard of, but I've never actually played. The meme of that game. Okay, I am getting either fizzled or interrupted like over and over, which is annoying AF. Don't be interrupting me, bro. Not cool, man. Ah, stunned. Apparently I'm getting plenty of aggro. You can see who they're aggroed on by the little picture there, which I love that. That's, I'm sure, like bread and butter for tanks to see. I love that you can see who has the aggro. It would be kind of cool if you could say who everybody is targeting to, but I don't know if that seems like possibly more trouble than it's worth. What if you could encounter random people in solo? That might help you. Huh? I don't know what you mean by that. Like NPCs that help you or other players? Well, if there's other players, it wouldn't be, you know, solo. Stun's coming up. Stun him. Okay, let's pound some chain on everybody here if I can. All the high health dudes. That's my dot. It also slows their attack. I love late team. Am I just going through mobs like butter? No, this is actually, you can see this guy's health is really low. Honestly, we're not a full group, so this is pretty... This has been one of the more challenging groups I've been in, where we are actually probably a little under-leveled for this, or if not under-leveled, under... Not... min-max group makeup, maybe would be the best way to say it. So I think our druid healer is not confident on solo healing an entire group like this. I also feel like our damage might be a little low in this group. We're a ragtag group. Alright, so let me drink some potions to clear out some inventory. Drink that. Level 14, level 6. One thing about this game is limited inventory space means you often are just chunking stuff. Which is probably by design. It's a little bit of the... I like the randomized loot. Makes it when you find something good really, really... Like, oh man, I just found an epic item. Makes it feel good. Throwing away a lot of trash sometimes. Can't have good loot without trash loot, right? Am I stunned again now? Pants of charisma, you know it. Who wouldn't want some pants of charisma? You know, when I put my jeans on, my charisma goes up by at least 3 points. Especially when from behind. Oh, okay. Sorry, I said it. Yeah, we don't have the most synergistic of groups. Again, we don't have like the true Holy Trinity because we don't have a true main healer, I don't think. Ranger is probably good damage. And Shadow Knight, I think, is a good tank. But I feel like our healing and DPS are just a little lackluster. I thought Druid main healed, but then I was with another Druid that said something about Druid not being main healer. But then I just looked at the description of classes in the tavern and said Druid is a main healer, so I don't know. I honestly am not an expert on all the ins and outs of this game, so maybe the Druid's a good off healer and I feel like I've seen druids that do really good damage. So maybe they do a little of both, I don't know. I feel like druids are supposed to be one of the 3 main healers though. What's up, Nesteros, how are you doing? Love this game, me too. I've been addicted the last few days. I have been addicted. 0.7 DPS. Use 1 more potion. Okay. Your significant other chose Druid, and he often gets lost in his damage spells, forgets to heal. It could be that. I have a feeling Druid can do both pretty well, and if you neglect... If you're so focused on damage and you are the main healer, then it can be easy to forget, oh, I'm supposed to heal people. I'll probably do 1 more after this. Good to me. You probably, I'm guessing you don't want more than 1 bard or enchanter in the group, because those are the big support classes, so... You probably want a dedicated DPS healer or tank for the last spot. You probably only want to have 1 tank and one tank, 1 healer, 1 support, and then DPS is probably the ideal, you know, Holy Trinity or whatever you want to call it, group setup. If they can do both, can you just stack them in 1 squad? You probably could. I don't know if they tank very well though, so they might be a very squishy group. Chanter, Bard, and Shaman are amazing support. I don't know if I've played with any Shamans yet. I know I haven't played with any Enchanters yet. If it's anything like EQ, those are probably some of the least played classes, the pure support classes. 5 druids, no survivors. Rant's getting hemorrhoids holding the group together. Shaman slow really well, Enchanter has clarity and haste. Very, very EQ-esque. Love it. And Bard does a little of both. Probably neither as well as the others do. God, I love bards. I have an unhealthy love of bards in video games. That's why I wish more games had good bard, well-designed bard classes. Bard is great at buffing? Oh yeah, it's true. I feel like the bard has a more broad, less specialized buffing thing, which I think fits kind of jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing that bards often have. Are described as in these kind of games. And I'm stunned. Wow, they stunned all of us. Oh wait. Was that purple thing a stun? Maybe that wasn't a stun. I'm basically a bard in real life. Pretty much. That's right. I entertain you all. Less with singing and more with gaming, but I every once in a while sing for you all. It's pretty rare though. Bard has mana regen song? Absolutely. I just upgraded it last level, I think, to a higher level. The tough group, these were 12 to 15 enemies, level 15s. Never played the OG EverQuest, so you were surprised that Bards were full plate in this game? Yeah. Bards, wow, was that the boss? Because that's a lot of loot. That was not the boss. Okay, I need to dismiss some stuff. Let me drink that. Take the staff. 10. Do I have any low level stuff I want to get rid of? Level 6, I guess we'll get rid of that. Bards can actually kind of off tank. Not in original EQ, not super effectively, but they're not squishy like, say, leather-wearing druids or something. I do sing at the close of every stream. Well, my doppelganger. They're recording of me, that's true. They're actually threat tables on the mobs. That's awesome. There's one of the reasons I've been enjoying this game so much is even though it kind of looks surface level, like this could be a mobile game, it's got a lot of depth going on, and you can tell that if you play and notice things like who's being attacked. You know, there are mob types that I think are weak versus ice and strong against other elements. Like there's a lot of depth going on in this game, which I'm really digging. You heard that bards can tank anything in this game? Yeah. There's even, I mean, there's a skill that generates threat, so it's, you know, as intended, I'm sure, Malefin as intended to have the ability to kind of off-tank. Is there any grind in Nevergrind? I mean, you could say it's all grind or none of it's grind, because the gameplay loop is pretty similar. You're pretty much always doing this. You're doing this or you're in town. So if you find this grindy, it's always a grind. If you don't, which I don't, it's never a grind, as the name suggests. Really, what I like about this game is the rotations. It's just trying to optimize your rotations is kind of the gameplay loop. And I always loved in EverQuest and games like this, figuring out the best rotation for whatever situation I'm in. I enjoy that kind of strategic gameplay. It's right up my alley, I would say. Choosing when to buff as a bard, choosing when to debuff, making sure you keep your debuffs on the enemies. Kind of gushing about the bard, I guess, but I love games where you can be very active in what your character's doing. So this will become very important. Nightmare in Hell difficulties will take that to the next level. Oh, Nightmare in Hell, is that in the game already, or is that something you're planning on adding? Because I'm still low level-ish at 18. It's in the future? Sweet. It's like adding in heroics, when WoW added in heroics to the higher difficulty dungeons. That's awesome. Seems like the game is boiled down to the most fun part of old school MMOs, pulling a big group of mobs and getting into a big fight. Yeah, it's a pretty good description. Planned max level is 99. Alright, so the current max level is only half of what the planned max level is. That's cool. Okay. Not 100? No, 99 is totally better than 100. Totally. Hopefully we're not lagging. Maybe Rectal here is buffing, I think. Yeah, I think she's buffing. Shimmering Orb, Spirit of the Hunter. Yeah, well, here's a suggestion. I don't know how hard this would be, but it'd be cool if you could see what the buffs did. Like, I have all these buffs, and I have no idea what any of them that are not from my class do. So if I could see what Shimmering Orb does by, basically if this thing popped up, that bellow description popped up for other players' buffs, that would be a nice quality of life. So that the player knows what all they're getting buffed with. And this is a small thing, but for me, I kind of wish every time you refreshed a buff, it would come back up where it always was, so it's not rotating. That's pretty nitpicky, but like when I redo Battle Hymn, or when I redo Melody of Mana, it's going to show up at the bottom of the list. I kind of wish you would just overwrite where it was so it stayed in place. That's a really small thing though, so I don't know if that's... would make any actual appreciable difference for how things looked. I just visually makes me feel like a buff falls off if it moves to a different place. Maybe someday. That's right. Soon, TM, soon. Hold your breath. Make sure you hold your breath for that. Okay, let's get our dots on this tormented zombie. Honestly, most of the things that I would like to see are all nitpicky quality of life things, because to me the game is just great. I just really have a good time with this game. Oh, more yellows. Okay, let's drop a crappy sword. And this charm of Jilly is going to that guy. Imagine it'll be content first and ironing out the minor pains. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the 1,000 bits, Roxy Little Fox. Appreciate that. I was playing this last night, and I saw in the town chat somebody linked a streamer who started playing it. I was like, okay, now I have to stream this game if I see other people streaming this game. I've just been playing it off stream as like a really fun, relaxing, chill out game. Did I get the latest patch? I can filter out party combat. Here? Maybe I can't do it while the fight's happening. I mean, I don't know. I started the game about 45 minutes to an hour ago. If it was within that time period, I probably don't have that. Escape menu. Okay. General, hotkeys, user interface. Show party combat off. Oh, okay, so I can see only my stuff. That's cool. Fast destroy. I probably shouldn't do that. I'm going to probably accidentally destroy something I want. Need more inventory slots. So now I should only see my own stuff, which would be really nice. Wow, I'm second in DPS? How am I beating a level 19 Shadow Knight in DPS? I used to always be the very bottom. I guess our druid's doing 0 DPS to focus on healing. No wonder we're having such a hard time. We're doing like no damage. If I'm the second highest damage dealer, I'm pretty sure I know what our problem is. It's damage. Last night I was in a group with 2 Shadow Knights, and they were all each doing like 60 DPS or something, which is like triple what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing 34. Well, 68 is like double my DPS, so yeah. Wow, good thing this Ranger's doing so much damage. 152 DPS. Wow, that might be the highest I've seen in the group I've been in. Rectal solo carrying us. Even though your name hurts my brain. Is the sound getting distorted? Is it only you? I don't know. I'm gonna say it's just you, because it's not changed on my end. Alright, is my dual wield maxed? Yes. So I'm gonna try using my bow. I was doing 49.9 DPS in that fight. Oh, boss fight time. Boss time. Swap over to bow, which I think is E. Does E turn on my bow? Okay, just click on it. We'll do it. No, I'm probably going to do less DPS because I'm buffing right now. Shot a tormented zombie for 40, 41. I will say I usually keep sound pretty low in games since... Ho-ho! GG! Ding 19. Awesome. Can I use... Did I get something that was... No, there's something 18 I could use. Okay. Alright. Ding right before the boss. That's pretty nice. Final buffs. Hold on to your butts. I should have saved that potion since we're going into a boss fight. Oh well. I should probably try to off-tank a single guy to let our dude focus on the boss. One sec. 10 secs for last buff. Oh, never mind. Okay. So one really annoying thing about short-term buffs, sometimes the timing on the other person going forward is not best for your buffs. Maybe I should start leading groups so I can time my buffs to start the fights when I want to. Maybe I need to do that. Oh, this is looking pretty good. Nobody's dying. He's at half health. Okay. The Duke of Ribbon. Get wrecked, Duke. You look like you have not been eating well, Duke. You should maybe check into that. GG. Alright. Level 15. Level... Alright. Achievement unlocked. I do like the achievements for, Oh. Oh. Destroy. Oh. Yes. For getting the quest done and stuff. GG. Nice run. What do I think about the game's difficulty thus far? So far, it feels good to me. I feel like adding higher difficulty levels is going to be really good for the game. Because Heroic, I think, is the current highest difficulty level. And with suboptimal groups, you can still, you know, have pretty successful runs. So far, I think it's good. I think the difficulty level is really good. 15 mana. I want to dual wield anyway, so sell that guy. I don't want to get rid of that guy. You spent a lot of time tuning it. I feel like it shows. I feel like it definitely shows. Oh, let's test. I'm gonna drop group. Thanks for the group, Paul. I'm gonna drop group because I want to test if charisma affects buffs. Because I did test when I was on the wizard, changed my intelligence or evocation skill, and I could see a difference in damage numbers. I think it's perfect right now in terms of difficulty. As soon as you think the game looks too easy, you're gonna up it. Stream will wipe badly. Okay, let's see. So this is percent. Health percent bonus 18, mana and spirit 12. If I buff my charisma, or let's take off my 4 charisma pants. That percentage buff did not change. Or those pants or those... Yeah, those are pants. So that percentage did not change. Let's check mana regen of 7, casting haste of 10%. Charisma of 4. Did not change. Armor 36, resist all 10. Armor 36. I'm seeing no change in charisma. I don't know if I need a larger amount of charisma. I have 7 extra charisma here. 36, resist all 10. I'm making a difference of 11 charisma and seeing no change in any buffs. Regen by 9. And that's what somebody in the Bard forums said they were noticing. Yeah, currently they're saying no change. Dex 20, Strength 20, attack haste 12. Yeah. Are you saying low levels of the skills themselves? Let's upgrade our Battle Hymn to rank 3. So Battle Hymn is now Strength Dex 25. No matter what my Charisma is, it seems. Yeah. I am seeing no change in anything with Charisma, which tracks with what I've been reading on the Bard forums. I don't know if there are some high-level bards that can maybe give us different information. Charisma pants, though. We got Charisma pants and Charisma gloves. So I'd love to stack Charisma, but so far it doesn't seem to do anything. Ooh, look at that orb. Is that the same as the one I had before? Okay, so now this is interesting. Whoever was asking if loot was randomized earlier, it looks like I have two of the exact same item, but the stats on it are randomized. So that's a very PoE way of doing things, which I like. So like we have two that have the same exact stats, but different numbers on them. So that's cool. I wonder if you can dual wield those. Can I dual wield shimmering orbs? Look at the balls in my hand. These are the most powerful balls of all eternity. All passive skills. Doesn't look that good. Casters did that in EverQuest? Yeah. Because I feel like the stat that you would want, based on the tooltip, Charisma boosts maximum spirit and the power of alteration spells. So let's look at our buffs. Actually, here we go. I was maybe looking at the wrong things. These 3 buffs are alteration spells. 2 of them are conjuration. So spell type conjuration shouldn't be affected by charisma, but these 3 alteration spells should be affected by charisma. So let me see. Do I have any other things that have charisma on it so I can make as big a difference in charisma as possible? Looks like I only have 2 items with charisma on them. Talents will boost mana requirements for skills. Interesting. There's a ring. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a ring I want to be wearing. Okay. 5 charisma ring. Do I have anything else with charisma on it just to see if I can see any difference? There's a bow with charisma. Does this bow have charisma? No, it does not. Okay. If I unequip... God, I have too much crap. Let me get crap out of here before I'm messing around with stats. Those don't look amazing. It's not bad. Yellow ring, alteration, conjuration, blood damage to melee sounds pretty good. I feel like that's probably better than this guy for me since I don't do lightning. Spell power. Sell that guy. Alright, so let me take off everything that has charisma on it. So that would be these pants, these gloves, and this ring. So charisma boosts power of alteration spells. Mana regen 7. Oh. Okay. Is that lower than it was before? Mana regen 7, casting haste 10%, armor 36, resist all 10, health regen 9. Do we see any change boosting our charisma from 28 to 44? It's almost double boost in charisma. Same mana regen, same armor resist all, same health regen. So at least at low levels, charisma does 0 for alteration skills. I don't know if maybe intelligence would be affect the conjuration guys, but sadly charisma seems to do nothing. I'll have to ask like a high level bard if that makes any change. But Mailfin, this game is amazing. Thank you for working on it. I am going to play this a lot. I might not stream it a lot because this is because I have kind of other games on my schedule. But I think I'm gonna call it a stream. Sometimes a stream for a little over 6 hours. I'm digging it. Don't worry. Later I'll be on. I just won't be streaming. and thank you for all your work because I've been digging this game. And if anybody wants to check it out on Steam. Nevergrind Online. I think it's 20 bucks. I've been digging it. Me and Shogi have been playing. I'm trying to get my brother to join me so we can get a full group to play. So old school EQ vibes and all that stuff. But my friends, I'm gonna call it a day. So thank you all for watching. If there's anybody new to the stream, if you had fun, hope you hit the follow. Tomorrow we're gonna play Satisfactory. Friday I will play something. Maybe I'll play more of this. I don't know. Yeah, 20 bucks forever, no micros. After seeing the shenanigans with Diablo Immortal, you got my thumbs up for that. But my friends, y'all are amazing. I hope you had a good time. Until next time, peace out, happy gaming. Thanks for the support, and I will see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the sea shanty. I will see you all next time. Have a great night, my friends. Y'all rock. Later, all.